Hi everybody and welcome to Create with Lorie. I'm Lorie and I'm the teen librarian from Manlius Library. For the past few months I've been bringing you Create with Lorie from my home, my dining room, my living room, my sunroom. But I'm pleased to announce that today for the first time I'll be bringing you Create with Lorie right here from the teen room at Manlius Library. I'm very excited. I'm also pretty excited about this craft. We're going to make friendship rocks, and for that you need rocks. Small, but not too small. You want to be able to create a design and put some words of kindness on the other side. Paints, acrylic paints, whatever colors you'd like to use. Something to put your paints on. I'm using a paper plate this time. A cup of water to rinse your brushes. And for the final touch, a can of clear coat. Any clear coat that will waterproof your rocks will do. We're going to be leaving these out in the garden and other places for people to find. Any place really you want to spread a bit of kindness, and that's generally outdoors. So a can of clear coat, you want to really waterproof them well so that they don't wash off in the first rainstorm. All right, I'll let you grab your supplies and I'll meet you back here and we will paint some kindness stones. Okay, I think we're all set. I've got some rocks, I've got my paintbrushes and my water, a cloth to wipe off my paintbrushes, and my paints. And one thing I forgot to mention that comes in handy is a Sharpie marker or other permanent marker with a fairly fine tip, which will come in handy when we're writing things on the back like kindness. Okay, so we'll set that aside with the clear coat until we're all done. So I've decided to go with the rainbow because this is Pride Month. So I've got my 7 colors plus black and white, and we're just going to paint whatever you want that's happy, whatever makes you cheerful, just paint it on your stone. So we're going to start. I'm just going to actually paint a rainbow. And remember to wash your brushes off in between. We've got red. Acrylics work really well for this. Orange. But they're washable, so you do need a clear coat. You need something to seal it before you put them outside. Yellow. Now, rocks are porous, so as you'll see, the paint will soak right in to the stone. You may find yourself actually needing to go back over after with more color. Blue. I'm running out of room. You can plan yours out a little better than I did. I just knew I wanted to do a rainbow. Indigo. And we'll just fill that right in down here with violet and maybe bring it up here. Ooh, nice swirl of color. Okay, go back over and fill in some of these. Now, if you wanted to, you could spray your rock first with clear coat because that would seal it a little better for your paints. I wanted to go a little more with the natural look. And the thicker your paints are, the better they'll stay on top of the stone. I know normally I tell you to add water to your paints. In this case, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure your brush is dried off nicely between using your paints. Okay. So we'll leave that in there, and maybe we'll do coats around, or maybe just a, oh, that's pretty. You can just pull the rainbow out. Whatever you want to draw, paint, color. You could do this with markers if you wanted to. Markers do tend to dry out quickly on rocks, so be aware of that. I think I'm going to extend that purple down here, and I will show you that. Just like that. All right, I'm gonna rinse my paintbrushes and I'll do another one. All right, so sticking with the rainbow colors, can do purple. And blue. I'm not rinsing my brush really well between these because I'm dragging the paint through. And green. Actually, I think I'm just gonna, and yellow. And orange. And red. So as you can see, you can do whatever you like. Now, once they're finished, you're finished painting, it's important to let them dry completely before you spray them. And it's also important that you spray them with one coat of clear coat before you try to put the words on. The backs of them, you could paint a design on as well, but again, you want to let them dry before you do that. And then I think for this one, I'll do flower. You can see how the water sinks right in. So if your paints are too thin, they will sink right in to the porous stone. Indigo. And violet. With a yellow dot at the center. And then maybe just some rainbow swirls around it. Whatever you can imagine, you can do. That's true for life too. I'm making a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Okay, so We've got our kindness rocks. Once you've got them exactly the way you want them, let them set, let them dry. If you want to hurry up the drying of the rocks, you can always use a hair dryer to do that. You just want to make sure they're completely dry before you spray them. Okay, I have a rock here that I painted in preparation for this class, and it's all dry, as you can see. It's completely dry, and I've sprayed it with clear coat, 1 coat of clear coat. So it's got kind of a shiny sheen, and it's fairly smooth. All right, so now what you need to do is think about what you want to put on the back. Because what we're going to do is put these around town in safe places, gardens, out by the swan pond, in safe places where people will find them. You don't want to hide them too well, but you want people to find them. And when they do, they'll have a little bit of kindness, and then they'll pass this along and hide it someplace else for somebody else to find. Or they'll just leave it there and let somebody else come along and find it. Okay, so what you want to do is think about what you want to put on the back side of your rock. This is where the Sharpie marker comes in. And I think for this one, I'm going to do Manlius Library hashtag share kindness. Share kindness. Okay? So you can see it was really easy. If you use a Sharpie marker, it's really easy to write on the back or on the front of your stones. I can't show you on these because they're not dry yet, but so whatever you want to do. Put your writing on there. Give that a second to dry. And then use your clear coat and give it another good coat. So it's completely covered, completely waterproof. Then set it aside and let it dry completely. The best thing to do is to do it on a paper plate. Spray one side really well, let that dry completely. Flip it over, spray the other side really well, let that dry completely. Once it's not tacky to the skin, it's perfectly okay to put out in the garden. All right, I'm going to clean up my mess. I'll meet you back here for some final words. So there you have it, kindness rocks or friendship stones. Small stones with a pretty design or whatever design you want, and a message of kindness on the back, because I think that we could all spread a little bit of kindness through the world these days. This is an endlessly flexible craft. Any stones will do. In fact, I've got a few stones from our craft a couple of weeks ago when we did the acrylic pouring that I think would be perfect as kindness rocks. I'm just going to add a message to the back, and I'll set those out for someone to find. Acrylic paints are great to work with because they dry so quickly. This one is already almost ready to be clear coated, and we just finished a minute ago. I hope you had fun today. I hope that you will make some kindness rocks or friendship stones and leave them around for someone to find, because you never know who might need a little bit of kindness or a smile these days. I'm Lorie. I'm the teen librarian at Manlius Library. You can find me here on our YouTube channel every Thursday at 4 o'clock. And next week, we will be making bee watering stations. Bumblebee watering stations. It's the cutest little craft. I think you'll enjoy it. Please join me. In the meantime, have a great weekend and happy reading.